Today we have Shalyce Tyson. Hi, Shalyce. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tara. How about you?
I'm doing good. Could you tell us about yourself and about your business?
Sure. As Tara mentioned, my name is Shalyce Tyson. I'm the owner of Sensational Soirees. We're based in the Washington, D.C. and Maryland area, and we provide wedding and event planning and design services as well as stationery.
Wow, Shalyce, that's great. How long have you been involved in the event planning arena?
Well, I started my company in 2012, but prior to that, actually, my very first job at age 16 was working at a catering and event facility. So I always tell people it's funny. I feel like I was just meant to be in the events industry. Once I graduated from college, I actually went on to work at that very same company. So I've been kind of in the events arena and the catering background for quite some time now.
So is that something that you always knew that you wanted to do, or did you go another track and came back?
Yeah, I actually didn't know. Definitely not at 16. I didn't know that I would wind up back in that arena. It wasn't until after college and definitely when I started planning my own wedding. I got married in 2009. And kind of like after that, all of my friends and family were asking me questions about weddings, asking me questions about events, wanting me to plan baby showers and parties. And I just got so into it. I found myself making Word documents and Excel
Wow.
spreadsheets and,
Wow.
taking on the role of a planner without, the whole business. So I said, if I'm this excited, about doing it unprofessionally, maybe I should consider doing it professionally.
So you would say that your wedding really inspired you to start this business, or was it something totally different?
Totally. Definitely, my wedding was a part of it, but also too, I think our personalities kind of dictate what our career paths are. And I'm definitely, that friend, that relative that always supports and celebrates everyone. Whenever folks are having housewarmings or different types of celebrations, I'm always going to be the one, to break my neck to try to make it. So that whole celebration piece of others, that's a part of me. So being able to do that professionally and be a part of all of my clients' different celebratory events, that has definitely propelled me as well.
That's great. What do you think the hardest thing that you have encountered thus far in your event planning business? And what are some things that you have done to overcome some of those hard things that you've experienced?
Yeah, I definitely think in the beginning, when you're trying to get that professional experience, it's hard to reach your ideal client. When you're just starting out, it's kind of like everybody's your client. Whoever wants to hire,
Right.
hey, I'm open for business. So, as I grew in my business, I had to realize what my niche was, who's my target audience, and being strict about that, not just taking on anybody that comes to the door, but being more targeted and more specific about who my ideal clients are so that I can best serve them.
So how did you come to the conclusion of who your ideal clients were?
It actually really came about from working with a web designer. She gave me a checklist when it came to doing my new website. I had to go through a checklist because she's a brand strategist as well. And I was asked different questions about who my ideal client was. And even when I started my business, I had an idea. I think we all kind of have that idea, of who we want to work with. But working with her really helped me to focus it and narrow it, asking me where do they work? What's their income? What do they like? Where do they shop? Those different type of things. It really helped me to more so focus my brand on reaching the audience that I'm trying to reach.
So would you say that she was a mentor, or do you have a mentor in this field?
I wouldn't say that she was a mentor, but she was definitely a help. Definitely a great help. And I totally recommend professionals, especially in the event industry, to get a mentor. I'm actually looking to get a mentor at this time, and I've had one throughout the year. My wedding planner, I definitely consider her to be a mentor, and she's been a mentor to me from the very beginning up to now. But I'm also looking, to get additional mentors. I think it's great to have more than one.
Yeah, I agree. So what would you think if you were sharing with someone about business and starting your own business? What would be three things or three skills that you would share with them that they need to have in order to start their own business?
Definitely organization. I think no matter what your business is, definitely in the wedding and events industry, you have to be organized. If you're not organized, if you don't prioritize, your business will fall by the wayside. So I definitely think being organized is key. Also being customer service minded. At the end of the day, we're all in business, to make money, to fulfill our passion, but we're here to serve our clients. So I think it's very important to be customer service minded. And the third skill I would definitely probably say is to be committed. It's not always easy in business. It can definitely be a lone road sometimes. People don't understand, why you're up at night, especially in the beginning when you're not necessarily reaping all the profits. But it's important to stay committed. I think when you stay committed, that's when, as the years go by, you'll really start to see the benefit of your hard work and your labor.
Those are great skills to share with someone. What are some of the things that you see, because you are married and you have children? Yes. So how have you managed that? Because there may be some women that are listening to this interview and they're like, well, I'm a mom and I have great ideas, but how am I able to put this together? Sure. How has that happened for you?
Sure, and it's funny that you asked that question because I actually, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Rising Tide Society, but I actually wrote a blog post for them last year because I realized I had a lot of friends, who are mothers and wives and business owners, and it's hard. It's hard sometimes balancing it all, and I'm still working on it. It's something that's perfected over time. But one of the things that's definitely been helpful for me is prioritizing, having to do a schedule. For me, especially in the wedding and events industry, and some of us, we still work full time even with our businesses. So it's really important for me to prioritize. So what that means for me with my business is quality over quantity. So meaning I'm not going to do a wedding every single weekend. I had to make that choice. Some planners who perhaps don't have children or more of a free schedule, maybe they can do that. But for me, I do want to be present with my children. I do want to be present with my husband, and I want to be present for my clients. I want to give them the best. So I don't do weddings every weekend. I simply don't. So I can give everyone the best of me. So prioritizing is key. I live by a planner that helps me not to overbook. If it's not written down, it's not happening. This call, it was written down. That's why it's happening.
Yes, exactly.
So, I think scheduling is very key, but also in the midst of all of that, I think you have to make time for you too. Because we can be so busy being a wife, a mom, a business owner, and then we get run down because we don't make time for us. So I definitely try to make time for myself, as well as my friends, at least once a month so I can have an outlet from, the family and running a business.
Yeah, those things are important. We have to really stay in touch with who we are as individuals.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes. So lastly, what are some 3 action steps that you can share with someone who maybe they're not interested in the event planning arena, but if they were interested in starting a business, what are some 3 things that you could share with them that they can take action on tomorrow?
Sure. I definitely think that they want to take some classes. I know before I launched my business, I took a class. I'm in the Maryland area, so it was actually at Prince George's Community College. And obviously this is more so geared towards wedding planning, but I think any industry, there are classes out there, whether that's an online class, whether that's, a webinar, an in-person class, even some certificate programs. I think it's good to get that educational piece to see if it's even something that you want to invest in, to see if it's really your niche. So definitely you want to do the class. 2, I think ask your family and friends. They're going to be the ones that's going to be honest with you. They're going to let you know, yes, I see this in you, or no, I don't. Maybe you should invest in, getting some more skills in that particular area. So ask them. I think they'll be honest with you. I know for me, everybody was like, oh, I can totally see you doing that. Yeah. So, that definitely gave me, that vote of confidence to go ahead and pursue. And I think the third action step would be to go ahead and write a business plan, before you even file for that LLC or that, whatever else. Go ahead and start writing a business plan. What does that business look like? How will you operate it? What's your core values? Those different type of things. I think putting those on paper are very helpful before, you do start that business.
Yeah, I agree too. It's always good to have a plan so you can track yourself on progress and goals and things like that. Totally. It's very important. Yeah. So Shalyce, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they arrange that?
You can get in touch with me several ways. Definitely my website. It's my company again is Sensational Soirees. My website is www.sensationalsoirees.com, and soirees is spelled Soirees. So again, sensationalsoirees.com. I am on Instagram at Sensational Soirees. I'm on Twitter at Shalyce Tyson. I'm going to spell that one because I know that one's tricky too. It's Shalyce, Shallyce Tyson on Twitter. Yeah, and my website, it has a contact me form if anyone's interested in planning or just have any educational tips and things like that. We have a blog that we'll be doing some more educational tips and things like that. So feel free to check us out.
All right, great. Thank you for taking the time out to be interviewed and have the discussion so we can share your valuable information with the listeners. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
All right, great. Have a good one.
You too.